everyone. My name is Jennifer Carden, and I work with the Educational Outreach Team at the Hudson Alpha Institute for Biotechnology located in Huntsville, Alabama. At Hudson Alpha, our scientists and companies work to use DNA to improve human health around the globe. So just what is DNA? I'd like to share with you today my first book about DNA by Katie Woodard. Did you know that you have DNA? You do. Everyone has DNA. And DNA is so neat that everyone's DNA is different, just like every person is different, just like every snowflake is different. What is DNA? It stands for a long word. Deoxyribonucleic acid. But everyone calls it by its nickname, DNA. Wow, that's a really long word. Your DNA is way too small to see with just your eyes. You have to use a special microscope to see it. Let's take a closer look. Your whole body is made of things called cells. Your skin, your eyes, and your bones are made of cells. Cells are very, very tiny. There are 20 trillion cells that make up your body. That's thousands of times more than the number of people in the whole world. That's a lot of cells. All animals are made of cells, too, and so are plants. In fact, everything alive is made of cells. Inside a cell is something called a nucleus, and inside the nucleus is DNA. All the DNA in the cell is called a genome, because it's made up of smaller parts called genes. Genes? No, genes. We're going to learn more about what a gene is. DNA is very, very tiny, but very, very long. If you put all of your DNA together at the ends, it would reach to the moon and back 8 times. That's a lot of DNA. If you look really, really close at your DNA, it looks like a ladder that is twisted around and around and around. This shape is called a double helix. Your DNA has a code that is like a recipe for you. It says what color eyes, hair, and skin you have, whether you're short or tall or in between. It even says what you're allergic to. You got half your DNA from your mom and half your DNA from your dad. That's why you look like them. Your DNA is different than everyone else's in the whole world, unless you have a twin brother or sister. Twins have matching DNA. Plants and animals have DNA in their cells too, but it's different than your DNA. That's why you don't look like them. But why is DNA really so neat? Because we can do a lot with DNA. We can study DNA to learn about how and why you get sick. Then we can sometimes cure people or keep them from even getting sick. We can use DNA to catch criminals. If a robber leaves a hair inside a house, scientists can find out whose DNA it is and then send the robber to jail. Scientists can also get DNA from fingernails, tiny drops of blood and spit. We can even use DNA to clone things, which means to make a copy. This means making an exact copy of something using its DNA. Scientists have cloned some animals, but not people. Just a note, clones have to start out as little bitty babies and still grow into full-grown adults. Now you know a lot about your DNA. Scientists learn more about DNA every day. Someday, will you be a scientist who studies DNA? Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you'll join me again to learn more about DNA.